Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most exciting battles in Formula One right now. The fight between McLaren teammates Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri in the first half of the 2025 season. After more than a decade without a championship fight, McLaren suddenly finds itself with two drivers capable of winning races, and both are pushing each other to the absolute limit. Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris have delivered incredible performances, dramatic mistakes, and some unforgettable races. But who's really had the upper hand so far? Let's break it down. Even though Lando Norris won the opening round in Australia, it was Oscar Piastri who actually looked like the stronger driver at the start of the season. Both McLarens made mistakes in the wet conditions in Melbourne, with Piastri ending up in the gravel and finishing only ninth. But once he regrouped, Oscar went on an incredible run, winning 4 of the first 6 races, including 3 victories in a row. In round 2, Oscar dominated while Lando struggled with brake issues, finishing second without being able to fight for the win. In Japan, it was the first race neither McLaren won, but both were on the podium, showing that McLaren's car was now consistently at the front. Then came Bahrain. Oscar took the win, while Lando bounced back from a poor 6th place qualifying to grab 3rd. In Saudi Arabia, Lando made things difficult for himself with a qualifying crash that left him starting only 10th, but he recovered to finish 4th. Meanwhile, Oscar went toe-to-toe with Verstappen and came out on top again. By the time the season headed to Miami, it was clear McLaren had the fastest driver pairing on the grid. Lando outqualified Oscar there, but after contact with Verstappen at the start, Norris once again finished behind his teammate. At this point, it really looked like Oscar was the early title favorite. Italy brought another twist. Max Verstappen broke McLaren's streak by winning, but both Norris and Piastri joined him on the podium. Then came Monaco, and it was Lando's time to shine, taking his first win since Australia. Oscar responded immediately in Spain with another victory, proving neither of them was ready to back down. In Canada, things got messy. Both McLarens struggled in qualifying, and in the race, Lando made a huge mistake, crashing into his teammate. Norris retired, while Oscar limped home outside of contention. It was the first big clash between the two, and a reminder that this title fight could turn very personal. But Austria showed why McLaren is the team to beat right now. The Papaya cars finished 1-2 again, underlining just how strong the car and the drivers really are. At Silverstone, it was another dramatic chapter. Oscar picked up a penalty for a mistake behind the safety car, while Norris capitalized and won in front of his home fans. A huge moment for Lando, both emotionally and in the championship. Oscar struck back in Belgium with another dominant victory. Norris, on the other hand, lost out due to a slow pit stop and a couple of mistakes that cost him a chance at fighting for the win. And then came Hungary, where Lando and McLaren nailed a bold strategy to take another win. By the summer break, Oscar had 6 wins, Lando had 5, and despite all the drama, the two were separated by just 9 points in the championship. If we look closely, Oscar Piastri started the season stronger and has arguably been the more consistent in wheel-to-wheel battles. But he's also made errors, like in Silverstone under the safety car. Lando, meanwhile, has been slightly more mistake-prone overall. His qualifying crash in Saudi Arabia, the incident with Oscar in Canada, and some costly errors in Belgium all highlight moments where he left points on the table. But when Norris gets it right, like in Monaco, Britain, and Hungary, he's just as unstoppable as his teammate. And that's what makes this rivalry so special. They're pushing each other constantly, and both know that every small error could decide the championship. For McLaren, this is uncharted territory in the modern era. The team hasn't fought seriously for a championship since 2012, and their last driver's title was back in 2008 with Lewis Hamilton. Now, they don't just have one contender, they have 2. And neither Oscar nor Lando has ever been world champion before. That makes this fight even more unpredictable, because both are hungry, both are aggressive, and neither wants to play the supporting role. With just 10 rounds left, the stage is set for one of the most exciting intra-team battles we've seen in years. So, who has the edge going into the second half of the season? Oscar Piastri with his early dominance and 6 wins, or Lando Norris with his late momentum and just 9 points to make up? One thing's for sure, this fight could go all the way to the final race, and it could define a new era for McLaren. What do you think? Who will come out on top, Oscar or Lando? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more F1 breakdowns like this one.